Greetings everybody, Rotamon here. Thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of a brand new series on Stellaris Toxoids. If you'd like to skip the overview, please use YouTube chapters. Episode 1, Knights of the Toxic God. Stellaris is a 4X space strategy game where you control a spacefaring civilization. I will be playing with every single DLC enabled, as you can see on the right here. And then I will also be playing with no mods on Envoy difficulty. The purpose of this series is to highlight the new DLC, the Toxoids Species Pack. And pretty much everything to be named will be raffled off to viewers, all viewers, not just subscribers, because there's so much to name in Stellaris. And I'm going to have you guys decide on some initial setup stuff. So here we go. What sort of civilization should we make? Materialist, egalitarian, pacifist, xenophile, authoritarian, spiritualist, militarist, or xenophobe. So research, democratic society, pacifism, friendliness to other species, a caste system, religious, militarist, or xenophobe. And I think what I'm going to do here, there are two new origins introduced in the new DLC. I feel like the music is louder just now as I am trying to do this. It was like quiet all the way up until now. Let me hide the interface. So there are two new origins. There's Overtuned, which allows you to gene tailor sort of dangerously. And Knights of the Toxic God. So we'll be doing Knights of the Toxic God. It sounds a little bit more intriguing. Centuries ago, this species' homeworld was visited by a toxic entity. The ecological catastrophe that followed ruined half the world, but allowed an early unification of the survivors in their reverence for the toxic god. An order of knights have been created to search for the toxic god, and although many things have changed, the quest continues. Alright, and here is some of the appearances that you can choose. I'm going to choose this little guy. Reminds me of Yoda. Big head, little body. But these are all the toxic species models that are unlocked. There's also some other things introduced in the DLC as well, but I'm not going to be covering it all. We're going to be the Malavites, for better or for worse. So our ship prefix will be MV. And it looks like you guys want materialist and militarist as potential civilization traits. So I'm going to give them our little Malavites here, intelligent, which is a sort of materialist boon, and then something for militarism. Let's see. Militarists. I'll do strong. Then we need some negatives to outweigh. So let's pick sedentary, and this could be our little species. Our homeworld will be in Malavity Prime, around the Malavity star, with the starting solar system Toxic God's leavings. So if you have the Toxic God origin, you should have the Toxic God solar system. And I think given that we're toxic, we will do Tropical World. That seems the most toxic to me. For city appearance, rather, we'll do the Toxic Cities. Origin will be Knights of the Toxic God. Government will be Fanatic, Materialist, and Militarist. I think those are the popular choices here. So I will represent that. So in terms of civics, if we're Militarist, let's be a dictatorship. And then Militarist and Materialist civics. I'll pick one of each. So for Materialist, I will pick the Technocracy, which allows capital buildings to employ, instead of having politicians, they will have science directors. And then for militarist, maybe nationalistic zeal or distinguished admiralty. Admirals and generals start at level 3, they fire faster, and they can level up higher. Seems fair. Advisor voice. So the new advisor voice, the Toxoid advisor voice, I absolutely hate. I hate. So I'm not going to be choosing him.
I don't really have a lot to tell you. Governing the universe is actually quite easy, if you keep a clear head.
So the reason I hate it is he's very negative. He's just kind of annoying. He's like, good job surveying that, but I could do better. And like, for every voice line to be that, it's just like, no. So I'm going to pick...
Every successful economy is built...
Hull integrity failing, decompression imminent. It's been an honor, Captain.
I'll pick militarist. All right, Empire, let's see. We are the Malevite Star Alignment. How does that sound? And Transylvania, thank you for the sub. Yeah, he is very toxic, but it gets so annoying. Just trust me, it gets annoying. This little dude, I don't know. I like this flag. I'm not going to spend too much time on the flag because it doesn't really matter. There we go. That looks kind of like the dude on the thing. Ship appearances have new ones as well. So there are a new set of Toxoid ship appearances. And then for the ruler, in terms of gender, I'm going to have it be indeterminable because they don't look very gendered. And they will be called the Overseer. Cool. If you want this information about how I'm setting up the galaxy, it's in the details command. But essentially, it is Iron Man Envoy difficulty, or Ensign difficulty. Sorry, I meant, whatever. Ensign difficulty, which is kind of standard. In this latest update, there is an easier difficulty called Civilian. So if you're new to the game, you can play on Civilian difficulty, and it is the Stellaris with training wheels. So that's helpful. And just a small little galaxy here. I have played Toxoids a bit, and my thoughts are... It's pretty solid for a DLC. It's not doesn't radically change the game like Apocalypse or some of the other larger DLCs, but it's fun. So if you're a diehard Stellaris fan, Toxoids is a solid addition. If you're not a diehard fan, it's probably skippable. So the origin of the Knights of the Toxic God. Long ago, our planet was divided. Petty kings squabbled constantly, and our population bled for their vain ambitions. But with the coming of the High King, all of this changed. Their inspired leadership forged a kingdom without equal. Above all else, the High King was pious. The war was raged against any who denied their god, but still the heretics persisted. The king's prayers were answered when the toxic god visited our world. Through its time among us was brief, its time among us was brief, its baneful influence poisoned the land of the unbelievers, and any who survived pledged fealty to the High King. For the first time, our world was unified. The toxic god soon left us, but the king, determined to find it, founded an order of knights. For centuries, these valiant souls searched tirelessly, but to no avail. The toxic god had long since departed from our world. The next chapter of the quest would be written in the stars. With the use of powerful relics, it was the Order that built our Empire's first orbital station. A mighty keep, it would become a springboard for which they plunged ever deeper into the cosmos. So for the Toxic God, Knights of the Toxic God you start with a station around your home planet. This thing here, which is a fortress station that is specifically dedicated to the Knights of the Toxic God. So instead of having an orbital ring, we are going to have that station, and it's called Klahavajapaja or something, I don't know. All right, so let's see what's going on here. My starting researchers suck, but that's just how it goes. So I will do quantum theory for more research. For society, I will do pop growth. And for engineering, let's pick... I'm going to ignore habitats. I'm just choosing to not do habitats. They're kind of overpowered. I'm going to do nanomechanics for more research. Taking a look at our star lanes, we do have a guaranteed tropical world adjacent. And I'm going to survey that first. And then my construction ship, I'm going to have them go to the planet that has alloys. All right. How you doing back there? So if we're on the edge of the sort of galaxy here, everything kind of north of me is going to be empty space-wise. So I don't really have to worry about that. I have to more worry about traveling into the center. So I'm going to be starting to survey towards the center. What I want to do is I want to immediately unlock probably the Discovery tradition, and then right after I get Discovery, probably go to Expansion, just to expand out. You never saw alloys in a starting system? So the reason for alloys in a starting system is that the planet that we start on is super screwed up. It's covered in toxic horribleness. So the alloys that you start with and the fortress station that you start with helps to offset the fact that your planet
Construction complete.
has a severely limited expansion capability. So this is the toxic god solar system origin, which is why there's alloys. Sugar Knight, thank you for continuing your gifted sub. All right, so let's see. We are going to get, in 7 months, our first tradition, and I'm just going to pick Discovery, and then probably Expansion, like I said, so that we can expand quickly. It's probably one of the most important things to do in this game, is expand as fast as you can really early on, because if you don't, you fall behind and you die. Because the game is just that brutal. Question, what soundtrack to use? In-game or my own? I don't care, it will be up to you. And I will poll regularly for this if you guys want to switch. So another thing that I could do is start to save up a colony ship to
Construction
get
complete.
Alpha Linsis, or whatever it's called, colonize. And that is going to set me back about 100 more consumer goods than I currently have, and 74 more alloys than I currently have, so it is expensive. I can start to sell off my minerals and buy it, but there's only so much that will go. So we'll do that. Try to sell as much as I can. Okay. Didn't quite get all the way there, but working towards it. One of the strengths of the Toxoids is they are supposed to spread quickly. A group of knights just came back from a long quest. Their spaceships are battered, and their power armors have seen better days. It was a grueling journey that yielded scarce yet precious insight about the toxic god. Despite the hardships endured, spirits are high, for they did not come back empty-handed, and their stories will make fine additions to the chronicles. So I gained a little bit of engineering research. There's something to be done really early on, which is policies. So there's a new policy for the Knights of the Toxic God called Knightly Duties. So the Knightly Duties allows you to specify what the Knights of the Toxic God should focus on. So there's questing, which is survey speed and an anomaly discovery chance, which obviously I'm going to be using right now. Knight Commanders, which is better for when you go to war. And Courtly Knights, which is better for diplomacy and representing you in the galactic community. Some of the other stances here might need to be addressed and changed, but only really after I get factions, because before that, they don't really matter. So my first contact protocols, I can leave this up to you, and we're going to go with my own music, so let me pause that. Start my own. First contact protocols. So we can either greet other empires with open arms. It will grant us more influence when we make first contact, and it speeds up first contact, but it puts us at a bit of a disadvantage that they can use spying against us. The AI doesn't really use spying anyway, so just wanted to throw that out. We could also be cautious. It makes it more difficult, but it puts us on equal footing, or we can be aggressive. And that will be left up to you. I'm going to nest this up here for you to decide for, let's say, 1 more minute. And here we are, first tradition, and I'm going to be picking this one. I'm going to go with Discovery. So Discovery is going to allow us to enact the edict Map the Stars, which increases anomaly discovery chance. And it'll also make our materialists happy, because this is the materialist tradition. Supremacy being the militarist tradition. So now that we have that unlocked, let me go over here and enact Map the Stars as an edict. And what this will do is it will increase our survey speed by 25%, allow us to find anomalies 10% more frequently, and it can help us see down hyperlanes a little bit further to see the hyperlane pathing. Because I have an Edicts Fund of 40, we don't actually spend any Unity on this. It comes free. So, cha-ching, I guess. Alright, it looks like it's going to go aggressive first contact protocols. Got it. True militarists. So now, all I really need... I'm actually going to need a considerable more alloys than I have, because...
System reconnaissance completed.
For us to spread to Alpha Linsis here, I'm going to also need to build an outpost that's going to use up a whole lot of alloys. So right now, we're just waiting for our alloys to hit, I believe, 200. And then we'll be able to get a colony ship out to Alpha. Unlike my other series where there's a countdown timer for giveaways, there won't be any such countdown timer for Stellaris because there's just way too much to name. So instead, as soon as there's something to be named, it's a rolling 15-minute engagement. So if you've typed in the last 15 minutes, you are eligible, and I'll just keep rolling it. And then when I run out of eligible people,
Anomaly
I'll refresh
found.
it. I feel like the announcement voice is a little too loud. So you have to type? Yes. Yeah, you have to type. I know. Yeah, that's a little bit better. She's not screaming at us. And this begins the Mass Extinctions Through the Ages event chain. So I'm just going to summarize them. I'm going to read the whole thing. It gives us an event chain where we have to go survey planets that have all gotten destroyed in some way or another.
New sit rep.
So if we go through here and mark them all down, auto track all the entities, you can see where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a reward at the end when we get it done. What was the giveaway? The giveaway is just having things named after you. And now we have the Erassian Concordate, which is the precursor chain. So we have 2 big missions available to us, which is interesting. And Alpha, let's get that named. It's going to be the Fangface. Congrats, Fangface. Because not only are you a solar system, you'll also be a planet as a result. So at home, we have no available jobs. I don't have the minerals to expand this at the moment, to add production just yet. I wish I did.
Construction complete.
I stopped the research station over Fangface the Star. And let's see. I almost have enough to build here. And I'll probably roll out an alloy foundry. And I'll be able to do that in 1 month. So my best guess is that the only way out of my starting area is probably through the east, not through the west. I don't think this connects to anything. I could be wrong. It wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to field another science ship, but that means that we will be even further from saving up for a colony ship. But that's probably what I will do, because surveying is important. I am, instead of going to complete the discovery tree, I'm going to actually adopt the expansion tradition, because the expansion tradition will make it a little bit cheaper for me to annex new territories, which is probably more important than the discovery for now. Ooh, an Arctic world. A tiny little Arctic world, but still. Nice. Alright, there's my alloy foundry. And now I can start selling off minerals and buying alloys to try to get that colony ship. So I need just 40 more minerals or so. It's close. And my scientist that's doing the surveying just got leveled up. The other thing that we can do, I'm not going to do it just yet because we need the alloys, is we can fund the quest for the Toxic God more generously. And what that does is it lowers our monthly energy credits and alloy income pretty considerably. Right now we're minus 10, minus 20, and that's minus 15, minus 30. It does have the benefit of adding unity, and then it completes the Toxic God quest line faster, the situation that we're in. This takes, like, easily, I don't know, 100 years or so, really, depending on how fast you get through it. So it's not something that you can plow through quickly. Just to throw that out there. And there we go. Now I have exactly enough for a colony ship. Rip my monies. Yep, I'm down to chump change now, but that's fine because we will have a second colony, and that's pretty cool. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to hire another scientist and to build a science ship. So once I have 100 alloys for a second science ship,
New sitrep.
I will roll out a second scientist to do some additional surveys. I also just started yet another quest line. So we have 3 major quest lines. One is Habitable World Survey, where we have to survey 8 habitable worlds. The other is the Precursor Erassians, where we have to discover artifacts through anomaly science. And then the third is the mass extinction now. Well, and then the quest for the Toxic God. So there's a lot going on right now. There's quite a bit. They have us busy. Right, buddy? He doesn't know what's going on. So there's the first habitable world. It has an atmospheric hallucinogens.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
And we just got our first science done. So we got 10% additional pop growth speed, which is kind of nice. We spread quicker. And then next, I'm going to do planetary unification. I'm actually kind of surprised, given the lore and starting background of the Knights of the Toxic God, that you don't start off with planetary unification, because that's the whole shtick, is you're supposed to be a unified planet. But whatever. Make me earn it. And if you're wondering what that does, it increases the monthly unity, which unlocks more traditions, and then also allows you to have edict campaigns. You're wondering what the Toxoids eat for food? They eat regular food. It's just their planet is half messed up. So in terms of the lore, and you can also see in terms of the features,
Recon pass completed.
that you have blood upon the land, swarm of the deity, pools most venomous, so on and so forth. So you have a lot of the planet that got kind of like ruined by toxicity, but then a lot of this planet is fine still. So we just farm on the land that's left. Okay, I am currently out of food. I let that get down a little bit too far, so I'm going to buy some. But what that does is it kicks us off into a food shortage situation, where over here in the top right, you can see the food shortage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invest in the farmers so that we get more food out of farmers.
Taking evasive action.
But then the farmers are a little bit more expensive to upkeep. And then my scientist just went headlong into what looks to be a very dangerous mining automated mineral swarm. Let's hope I can get around that. Okay. Starbase influence cost reduced by 10%. Perfect. Then we can start adding starbases for the cheaper. Okay, good. We can get around the mineral. And I'm going to put an envoy trying to make contact with those automated mineral miners. I know that they're automated mineral miners, but, like, our society doesn't. It's just I have experience about that.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough. Anomaly found.
I may want to cool down on that. Oddly enough, I have a cooldown on that, and it's not working. It's supposed to be 30 seconds. I think because I can override it as the admin or whatever. It displayed yours first due to latency. I don't really know, but that's not going to happen too often. Okay, we got nanomechanics researched, and next up, we'll go with powered exoskeletons. So that gives us army damage and additional minerals from miners. So that's kind of nice. It's a mix of both industrial and militarized. And we just made contact with yet another entity, and this one looks like amoeba. Or actually, not amoeba. It looks like the, what are they called? The Tinyanki? They're passive, though. They're not going to blow me out of the water. Not yet, at least. All right, we have a lot of shortages in the top left, as you can see. There is a shortage of energy credits, food, and consumer goods, because, you know,
Division
toxic.
report success.
And we just got quantum theory. Nice. So, given that we have a little bit of an energy shortage, I'm going to invest in field modulation, so we get more energy credits from technicians and from starbase constructions. And that should help pay the bills a bit better. I do have enough minerals for the science ship that I wanted to roll out, so I'm going to get that out now. And then I'm going to look for a scientist to hire, and we'll get a surveyor scientist. Here is the colony ship that we built, and I'm going to send that over to Fangface and call it Fangface Prime. Anonymous gifter, thanks for gifting out to I am not even going to try to say that name. Okay, I said I wasn't going to try to say that name, so I stopped myself. But, well, thank you. Balancing the budget of the Empire here is rough. So I think what I'm going to need to do is invest in energy credits probably pretty soon, because we're about to go bankrupt, and that's not any good. And none of the places that I've surveyed just yet have had energy credits. So I think what I'm going to try to do is to send this surveyor out the other direction, just to make sure that it is indeed a dead end. And once I've confirmed it is a dead end, I will go towards where it isn't. No, it's not a dead end. Okay, I am wrong. That's probably a good thing.
Our pioneers have made planetfall.
Okay, we have started a new colony. So 22-6. So in 2 years and a month, we will have it colonized. Not bad. Not bad at all. Food shortages are about to go away. And we are starting to make contact with that pacifist life form that we met with our envoy. Alright, for me to solve some of these shortages, I'm going to have to move around some of the workforce and build additional jobs. So I'll be working towards that in just a second. I like all the glory to the toxic god. You have my attention. Alright, food shortages are over, so people are a bit happier. What is my progress here? Okay, they're making progress. Good. So now I have two different ways that I have to push towards bottlenecks. We have the east and the west. I'll be busy.
System reconnaissance completed.
None of the systems that I've surveyed so far have been all that research rich. I guess Hyken is a little resource rich, but not by very much, unfortunately. Although the economy bounced back now that the food shortages are not a problem. I do have consumer goods shortages, but I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Right? We're not going to worry about that. Oh, you're so soft. So I think I'm going to send this scientist to go sort of rush the mass extinctions events zoning. Because sometimes what ends up happening if you don't do that is the areas that you see blinking here will end up in enemy territory, and they will stop you from making progress to that quest unless you go to war with them. Which is low-key annoying, and I don't want that to happen, so let's rush it. It would be very good if I increased stability on my home planet, so I'll be working on that as well. And
new sit rep.
Lot of stuff just happened. So we made first contact with the creatures that I saw floating around here. They were, I don't know where they are now. They like wandered away. And then we also got to a burned planet. So here's one in the extinction chain, a molten world for us to analyze.
Anomaly found.
All the anomalies that I'm finding, I'm just leaving for later because I'd rather survey quickly. Because if I stop and smell the roses of the anomalies, I lose survey speed and progression. So I'm just ignoring them, and I'm gonna circle back to them later. They don't expire like shipwreck debris or some other timed quests.
Anomaly found.
Also, a lot of these anomalies are extremely difficult to do, and they would take me years to complete, which then ties up the surveyor and stops them dead in their tracks. So, even more reasons not to do it. You are welcome for the amazing content. Thank you for the ego boost, as Trustin so aptly pointed out. All right, let's see. Colonization fever. New colonies start with one additional pop. I am currently in the currently working towards colonizing Fangface, so that's a nice little boon that I'm going to get, because Fangface will be fully colonized in like 3 months.
Construction complete. Permanent communications have been established.
And we just made communications with the ancient mining drones. These guys. So I can spend 44 months studying them, but I'm going to do that later once our science division is a little bit stronger. Because if I spent the time right now, we would, again, spin our wheels making research progress. So I don't want to do that.
Recon pass completed.
Okay. We also have Tulak to raffle off. I forgot about that. So, Louis. Congratulations, it is yours.
A new world has been secured for our colonists.
And Fangface just colonized, so I'll take a look at that too. So Fangface, let's zoom in. And 2 people. See? Magically, you have divided through like cell division or something, I don't know. But that's a good head start on this little world. So taking a look at this world, it has no special modifiers, and it has equal amounts of districts. So I think I'm going to make Fangface Prime a breadbasket world. I'm going to focus on agriculture here. So in order to do that, I am actually going to sell off my alloys. I know it hurts. And then buy minerals so that I can start investing in it. So I need 35 more minerals. I'll get that in 2 months. And I just bought some resources that I was about to run out of. I don't want to run out of anything. Shortages suck.
Recon pass completed.
What? Oh. Turton just finished recon.
Construction complete. Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Okay, we got planetary unification. The Unity just went up. We should be unlocking some traditions soon. It also gives us additional edicts, the education and recycling campaigns. I don't have the spare money to do those, so I'm going to ignore them for now. Hey, Louie, thanks for the bits. Paying for that solar system. I think what I'm going to do is unlock... No, I don't care about fortify the border. Let's say food processing, so that I can make more food, because I have a bit of a food shortage and a bit of a consumer goods shortage, and solving both of those shortages would be really, really nice for development. Oh, and we just met someone new. I don't see them, so I don't know who or what it is. But our envoys are trying to make first contact. So Fangface, I wanted to make a agricultural district here. And then the next thing I'm going to save up for
reconnaissance completed.
is probably a civilian industries to make consumer goods on the home planet. That's going to eat up a considerable amount of the minerals that I have, but, you know, it's worth it. If YouTube videos don't pop up fast enough, you know, like almost an hour a day for every series that I currently run, then yeah. Thank you for subbing on the old Twitch. And just make sure those VODs don't time out, because you got like 2 months. And then they go poof, and they disappear into the ether. Alright, there's the ship. So this is actually another civilization. I could tell just because that's another survey ship, just like my survey ship. Right? I mean, mine looks like it's packing a whole lot of farts, but, so this is first contact with another civ that is intelligent, I guess is the way to put it. Or, yeah, maybe they're dumb, but at least it's first contact. And now I'm building the civilian industries, which should remedy the consumer goods. So, in, I would say, maybe about a year in-game, which is not a lot of time, we should remedy the food and consumer goods shortages, I hope. The next tradition I am going to get is going to be to boldly go, which increases the survey speed, because early game is basically a survey speed fight. So yes, please, I will want to survey faster. I would really like for my construction ship to get Churton here, because it seems like Churton is going to be a big bottleneck. If there's another empire somewhere around here, Churton would be really powerful to hold. Actually, so would Abshala, because that would give me all these areas as well. So ideally, going all the way up to Abshala, but that might be not realistic. At least Churton gives me access to this system here. Because if they choke me off at Hyken here, I basically am super growth limited in my own little neighborhood, with nowhere to spread my feet out. So, don't want that. Don't want that at all. Alright, I'm going to need to buy some consumer goods pretty soon, or I'm going to be penalized for shortages. So, at the end of this month, I'm going to sell off some minerals to buy consumer goods.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Powered exoskeletons, that will help to bolster my minerals a bit.
System reconnaissance completed.
And then the next research I'm going to get is zero-G refineries to bolster the minerals even more. So this increases the mining station output. Which also might bolster the energy credits too, because you mine energy credits, or you mine energy credits from mining stations that get energy as well. Okay.
Construction complete.
This system here, I'm going to turn around. No, is this a survey? No, that's a survey. Never mind. I thought for a second it was already an outpost, meaning they owned it, but they don't own it. And we also just found an archaeological site. Any Other Rock is called, and it's at Nolyan. And we have something new. Yeah, I totally forgot, so my apologies. Turopa, congratulations, you are now a solar system. Or V, if I don't know how to paste.
Anomaly found.
Oh, and there is a precursor anomaly over here as well for us
Science
to
Division reports
bother
a new
with later.
breakthrough.
So field modulation should help with our energy credits. So right now I have a surplus of 4. By the end of the month, it should be a little bit higher by, like, I don't know, whatever. Let's say small percent. Next research, I'm going to do zero-G laboratories to get more research out of our research construction stations. So it went from 4 to a surplus of 7. Not bad. So for Fangface, nobody that is on Fangface is currently working in the farms that I built because they're just working as specialists at the ship shelter, working as kind of administrators. So as soon as the population grows on Fangface, in 9 months, we will have a little bit extra food, which should be nice. And then in 62 days, we have the civilian industries built on our homeworld, and that should help with the consumer goods, because I have been in the hole for that stuff for kind of a while now.
Anomaly found.
I can't live with that.
Construction complete.
So I am 4 months out from starving. 3 months out from starving. I would like to build this station here, but I think I need the... Ouch. I need to buy more food. Hey, look at that! Consumer goods are in the positive, +8. So that means that the civil industries got built, and it is covering the consumer goods. So now I don't have a deficit of consumer goods. I really only need to worry about the food. And I am not going to abduct them. I'm just going to keep trying to make first contact. Because you guys decided on me having a aggressive stance towards new civs, there is the chance of abducting them, but I'm just not going to choose to do that because it requires resources that I'm not ready to allocate. Would we consider robot assistance? Yes, at some point we'll be making drones and droids and robots to add to our population.
System reconnaissance completed.
Don't have the research for that yet. Oh! Well, they took my leader out. Oh, speaking of which, I actually don't have... I have a bunch of leaders to raffle off, but they killed my scientist. So, for the governor that I currently have, it will be Kadath. Thank you for tuning in to Stellaris Toxoids, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 28th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams that adjust to your time zone. If you'd like to join my gaming community, a link can be found in the description of the video or at Rhodamont.com. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios.